Okay, just checking that we're live in the right place. It looks as though I am, so that's good. Okay, oh, what is it? It's Tuesday, the 19th of March, and I've just literally got back from walking the dog around the block. It's quite warm actually out there. It's nice and sunny, which makes a change, and so I'm a bit hot and flustered, hence no front facing view. Okay, so just gonna quickly say about saw the new annual catalogue last night online, and it's going to be really interesting to see how different it is. I think Stampin' Up have gone to a lot of trouble to try and sort of really capture beginner crafters and making the catalogue easier for people to follow. So that's going to be really interesting. The previous few years have been designed more around the avid crafter, and I think that can be a bit overwhelming and put people off. So I'm going to be really interested in getting my hands on my actual paper copy, because we've only seen the digital one, and being able to show you the differences. So I won't be able to do that though until beginning of May, when the catalogue launches. So yeah, so hopefully, just going to just bear with me, my screen went a bit funny then over, so hopefully it's working okay. So yeah, so it'll be really interesting. There's some really nice products in there. Some a lot of things carrying over, so that's good as well. And yeah, really excited about that one. So anyway, today's crafting is, you may have seen on my Facebook and that I made a pop-up explosion card for my son's birthday, and I thought I would actually demonstrate how to make something similar, as it uses lots of acetate. Another great way of using the window sheets or the bits from the stamp cases, so where they've got photopolymer stamps and you take them off, get a stamp case. I could show you. These all originally come on an acetate sheet with stamps, and then like a flimsy cover, and you take the stamps off and you stick them on the coordinating picture in the stamp case, and you're left with an acetate sheet. This is exactly the same as the window sheets that we sell. Obviously it's smaller, and you do get marks on there, which you can clean, I suppose. I would imagine a bit of alcohol rub would clean that off. But for a card like the explosion box, it doesn't really matter, because you're not going to see an awful lot of the acetate. You're just going to use it to suspend the balloons or flowers or whatever it is you want to put on there. So it's going to be a really good use of that sort of thing. This one is slightly smaller than the one that I made for my son, because I wanted it to fit into a standard size envelope. My son's one, I needed to put it in a bigger one, an A7 I think it is, because it was still slightly too big for a 6x6 because of the balloons hanging over the edge. So I think I used the next size up, so it was a longer, but this would fit in as long as you don't hang too much out over the edges. it will fit into a standard envelope. So I'm using today the beautiful balloons. I really did like this set, and unfortunately they are going to be retiring at the end of April. I've obviously put the dies back somewhere. Bear with me. So yeah, so it's really sad because I did like these so much. And I've hidden it. So I've not used the stamp sets on this one. I've used the these balloon dies here and the stars to cut out lots and lots of different size balloons and stars. And another thing that will be also retiring is the 22 to 24. I want to say 22 to 24. I think that's the right. Yeah, it must be. Not 23 to 25. The 22 to 24 in colours, which are Parakeet Party, Sweet Sorbet, Orchid Oasis, Tahitian Tide and Starry Sky. So these ones here, these are all going to be retiring at the end of April. So if you like those and you've got you want to get extra papers, re-inker, blend, anything in this, the best time to get it is now, really, because they will go out very quickly, out of stock, and then that will be the end of those. So I thought, because I've got some stuff, I was given this paper actually before it came out. This was before this was released to demonstrate. So I had this in when I was on stage and I did the presentation in Vienna, and it's a shimmery textured paper. It's really pretty, and I've never used it, and I thought I'm going to use it today because I wanted to be able to add some sort of glittery, glimmery effect with the balloons and stuff. So the card base is 5 3/4 inches by 8 1/2, or you could do it as 8 1/4, and then you would get 2 out of an A4 sheet. You just wouldn't get a very big tab on this end. Okay, so it's scored at 2, 4, 6 and 8 inches. Now the sizes in centimetres are 14.6 by 21.6, or 20 centimetres if you're doing it slightly smaller. It won't make the overall box smaller, it's just that tab on the end to join it up. And the scoring of that is 5.1, 10.2, 15.3 and 20.4. Okay, so you can see I've already gone ahead and scored all this. So the next thing I'm going to do is just run my bone folder over the score lines just to reinforce them. Now that is scored at, I've got to remember what I scored that at because I didn't write it down, which was really strange. I wrote all the rest down. So I've scored that at 2 1/4 inches on the short side. Okay, so that's 2 1/4 is 2 1/4, 5.7 centimeters roughly. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is remove this small section here. I'm just going to put a slight slant on that bit, and then just remove that. Okay, do a little bit there, and then I'm going to cut down these score lines to this one here. Okay, so just cutting along all of those. Oh, I've not cut that one very neatly. Sometimes it's easier to cut with bigger scissors, though sometimes it's also easier if I put my reading glasses on, which I haven't done. Okay, so the next bit I'm going to do is just bringing in my silicone mat so that I can glue on here. I'm going to use the stamping seal for this. I don't use these that often. Though I should. I don't quite know why I don't. I used to use them more for scrapbooking, and let's see, I use the Tombow mainly for card making. I'm just going to fold that flat because then that will line up. Okay, so that's your basic structure. And what we'll do when we, so that will be the back there. So I will put on the back here some cardstock to write on, and that will hold that piece up so that you get a back piece standing up straight. I'm just gonna cut that bit a little bit more, because that's annoying me now, the way that's that's better. That one's annoying as well, really, but never mind. Okay, so see, that gives you the main structure. As you can see, that will then fold, stand up like that, and you can then decorate the panels. Now on the one for my son, I used some of the black, this is the Zoo Crew. Just try and find the right bit, I don't want to cut into another piece. Yeah, so the Zoo Crew, and I quite like this one. And all I did was used a blending brush and the colour of the ink. His favourite colours are red and black, so that's why I use that. But I'm gonna use this again now. And as these are 2 inches, so I want them at 1 3/4 inches. Cut another strip as well, just to make sure I've got plenty. Come back to the cutting that up in a minute, but first of all I want to, I'm going to use, I think, the sweet sorbet. I'm going to use the sweet sorbet. I like, you could use all different colours, but I'll use the sweet sorbet. It's probably got some red in it still from, right. And it is just a really quick way of adding some colour. And it doesn't have to be the same shade all the way round. It can be different. Different intensities of the colour, I guess. Just be prepared to get ink on yourself. So that's the sweet sorbet one. I might do the other one, the other bit, I think I'm going to do in Parakeet Party. Nice vivid colours, but because I'm using all of the colours in this, it will be fine. It will all go really well together. One of the I suppose one of the main things that I love about Stampin' Up is the colour coordination of our products, and also you only have to look, you know, if you're not sure what colours to put together, you only have to look in the catalogue for some inspiration, because they any of the colours that go in the designer series papers will, you know, will go together really well. Right, so let's move that out of the way so I don't get green on me as well. Now, so these were, I think I said they were 2 1/4. Just double check. Yeah, 2 1/4. So I want these to be the 1 3/4 by 2 inches. So I'm going to cut a couple that are Parakeet Party. And then I'm going to cut one at 2 inches, and then this one is going to be at 5 1/2, and that will go down on the back. So we can stick these bits in first. And I am just going to carry on using the seal for ease. You could put these on before you stick it all together if you wished, but it's only really this back one that's the difficulty. Anyway, this one will go on the front. And I'm just sort of putting the zigzags around the same way, just because I actually would prefer that. If I didn't, it would bug me, so I'm going to put that one like that. Okay, so that's your basic box. You could decorate this bit as well. It folds up, and as you can see, that will fit into a standard envelope, as long as you're not piling things up here and out the sides. Okay, so the next bit on the actual box is some like little sections, and they're made really simply out of these are a 3-inch 7.6 centimetre length of cardstock, and it's been scored at 1/2 inch on each side. And I've got 3 of them. I probably only actually want 2 in this one because it's smaller, but you are literally just sticking this in here. So just pop a bit of glue on each end. It also helps it then to stay sort of squarer, gives it a bit more stability, and you can put them as close together or as far back as you like. Okay, so there's one. Could use tear and tape. You can use Tombow as well. Tombow, you just have to hold it in place for a little bit longer. The tear and tape in this one, you just got to be a bit more careful about putting it in and sticking it, because you don't have the wriggle room that you would with the Tombow. Okay, so that's, as you can see down through there, you've got 2 ledges. I'm not using that one. Might cut some more of that up in a moment. But so the fun bit is having lots and lots of bits to stick in your box. As I say, you can use balloons, flowers, what else? Anything really that we've got that you can either fussy cut out or punch out or cut out, you know. And I've got these are really nice dies. These are just wanted to say dies. I can't remember if they're staying or not, because I've only had a quick look. But as you can see, there's a Feel Better Soon, You're Too Kind, Happy Birthday, Celebrate, and then you've got some little dies as well. But they're really nice dies. So you get a big sort of like a background layer, if you like, and then you get the letters. And what would have been really good, but I didn't do, was if I'd stuck this on with adhesive sheets first, and then I wouldn't have had to use glue on there. But that's a Happy Birthday, and that's the Celebrate one. Okay, so where have I put the acetate? Now with this, excuse me, what I tend to do is just cut some strips. They're only sorry, the phone's ringing and I don't know who it is, but it's hopefully my husband's answered it. They're only very, trying to see if I can show you whether you can see. They're not massive. And just cut a load of strips to start with. Okay, for now. And just so that these can dry while we're doing some of the other bits of sticking. Just going to pop some blobs of glue on. like that. Just don't want loads of glue because I don't want it squidging out everywhere, so I'm not squeezing it, it's just what's sort of coming out. Okay, so that can just stay to one side and dry, and just pop this one together. It is a bit more fiddly doing it with glue than the adhesive sheets, but it is very doable. Just pop that one on there. Right, so they can dry. Okay, now these, back to all the stars and that. Again, I'm going to bring in my silicone mat just because I don't want it sticking to the paper. I've put some stamping seal on the end, and I'm just going to stick it onto the back of the different balloons and things now. And then these will get cut down, so it's just a case of sticking as many on as you can to start with. Hopefully they won't get stuck together. We've got that's different size balloons. Okay, and then it's really just a case of trying to build it. Now obviously that's too big to go on there, though it would overlap a little bit. So what I actually want to do is put it onto some acetate and have it stood up. So I've got one piece here. I should have to cut another bit for this one. So that's one side. Okay, so that can then be fitted about there. I don't want it too high, so I'm just going to pop some more glue on, and then I'm going to trim these ends off. And I'm just sticking that on that first ledge, first one there. You can see, hopefully, I don't know if you can, just literally stuck onto that. And then around there we can start building in the rest of the balloons and the stars, and obviously you can cut these ends down. Just trying to make sure that's stuck on. I knew that wasn't stuck. I didn't have enough on there. You might find the tear and tape slightly easier. Though you certainly wouldn't want to try and use a Tombow doing this. But as you can see, you just keep building up all of the different bits, and as you're in the front, you're going to be putting shorter bits in so that you can still see. You still get the effect of the writing. You just need to take a bit of time with the sticking, because it needs to be pushed down quite well. Okay, so as well as building that up on there, you can then stick balloons or stars or whatever onto your sides. I'm going to stick a star on this one. And rather than on my son's, I did have a sentiment on here, but I've obviously got happy birthday there instead. So you could put another sentiment, or you could just, I'm going to lie it, no, I'm not going to lie it down, I'll leave it stood up. Could just stick balloons and stars. Or if you had, I don't know if there's a number, you know, for like he was 18, so I stuck some 18s on there. And just stick, I'm going to put a dimensional on this one just to give it a bit of height over the top. You know, obviously I've stuck those on really quick, so you know, you can just keep adding balloons and things as you wish. And this one I am going to stick actually don't need that on there, I'm just going to stick it on the back. And then there's a bigger one, oh, slightly bigger one. So that's really the basis of it. You just put in as much as you want. You can see on this one I have got 3 ledges. I don't know whether that's the right word really. The 3 bits of cardstock going across, dividing it up for it all to stick on. So you can put as many in there, you know, the bigger, you could put another one in there and put some more on there. So yeah, you just keep building it up, and until you're happy with it, and it will close up. This one obviously isn't going to fit in a normal envelope, so I would have to move that one down slightly. Put a bit more glue on. If you keep it as close to within the top and the sides, it will fit into a normal envelope. Okay, so that's another use of acetate to make a pop-up explosion box card. And all of the measurements and the items I've used will be all on my blog and my YouTube channel, and along with the video. So yeah, if you haven't got these great dies, papers, etc., then certainly ones to go and have a look at. And maybe, I think the balloons are going to be a keep for me, because they're so universal on birthday cards for anyone really. So okay, well, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again. Take care. Bye.